In this video, I'm going to introduce you to language Zen. The student learns a language by choosing what is interesting to them, or they can learn by listening to music. This tool will adapt to the learner instead of everybody being on the same page as with other tools. Currently, I see a couple of drawbacks. The first one is right now, this tool only offers Spanish to a native English speaker. The other drawback is if you're in the free version, they give a time limit on how long you can spend in Language Zen on a daily basis. But with the drawbacks, a positive is this is a practical tool. The authors or the creators of this tool have looked at tens of thousands of TV transcripts to see what words and phrases are used the most in the real world. So, for example, I'm sure you've taken high school Spanish, college Spanish, or other language classes, and you're learning the proper grammatical terms and how to speak the language. Well, my husband's family is from Mexico. And so what I learned out of the textbook, grammatically correct, totally different than what they use on a daily basis. So I like that this tool is very practical. Also, in the upper left-hand corner, there's a button for blogs. And as you scroll through, 7 things to know before traveling to Argentina. Please look at the stories because depending on what country you might be, what Spanish-speaking country you might be traveling to, they've got stories on food, places, and culture. So I want you to check that out, especially if you're going to travel to a various country, Spanish-speaking country. Okay, so let's get started. You're going to log in or sign up. And I've practiced in this course a little bit yesterday, so I signed in with Google. Today I'm going to sign in with Facebook. Hopefully it'll recognize me as a first-time user. And this is their homepage. You see the Start Learning, you see Special Courses, View Your Progress, and Learn from Music. So once you've registered, the first thing you probably will do is click on the orange Start Learning, and it'll take you through an assessment test to determine where you should start. This test will be based on translation. You can speak and write your answers. But before we get into the assessment, I wanted to draw your attention to a few of the other features I like about Language Zen. The first one is the special courses. And the special courses focuses on conversational Spanish. Now, some of these have a little diamond icon, and that means you can only access that if you're in the premium or paid versions. But for instance, the family, sports, flirting with guys, flirting with girls, dating. This would be some vocab that you probably wouldn't learn in a textbook in a classroom setting. Or general education. When you click on the info button, it tells you a little bit about that particular course. Making friends can be difficult, especially if there's a language barrier. In this course, you'll learn how to find your classes and talk about your favorite subjects. And as you can see, some of these have dark blue percentages. The darkest blue says what percentage of the words do I know well, and what percentage of the words have I been introduced to. So under greetings, I know 4% of the greetings really well, but I've only been introduced to 14%. So under the general education, let's click on learn. And it just spoke to me and said aprender, so I know that's to learn. And I'll click next.
Tengo.
I know that is I have.
Muy.
So it will take you through the words so you'll learn. Let's go back to the main screen and learn from music. As you can see, there are 15 songs on here. And again, the ones with the little diamonds are you can only access through your premium or paid account. Again, you see the blue percentages that says what words I know well, what words I've been introduced to. So with this first song by Beyonce, the info button gives you the artist, the album, genre, if you want to, maybe go buy that album or that song. You can play the song and then learn. Learn actually will go through
tengo, muy,
so basically by clicking learn, you're going through the vocab before you even listen to the song. And if you hit play, I'm going to pause it for right now. But this line right here would start to fill up as the song is playing. Right now, as she's singing, these words will scroll. They're in Spanish currently, but you can change them to English. So I'm going to hit play, but I'm going to fast forward it a little bit. I don't know if you can hear it. But one thing that I've learned, when you're learning a new language, the best way to learn it is to have a conversation with a native speaker. But listening to music is also good. My mother-in-law, when she married into, my father-in-law, of course, they're from Mexico. When she married into the Mexican family, she told me she would listen to Spanish music at night while she slept. And that helped her, in addition to being around the family members. Not only was she introduced to the conversational Spanish, but she was listening to music at night, and that helped her learn the language. So with this course, or with this particular tool, you've got special courses that you can learn from music. One thing with the special courses, let's say you're actually traveling to Mexico or you're traveling to Argentina or Spain, and you don't want to go in and take that assessment. You're not wanting to actually look at this long term and learn. So when you come into these special, courses like with the greetings, travel essentials, getting around, these will help the traveler who needs to learn some Spanish quickly when you're on the go. And then you don't take the assessment, and you don't have to go through all of that. Now, once you take the assessment, you can view your progress on how you're doing. You can change your goal to say how many minutes a week, or you don't have a goal. And then it tells you, okay, I've learned 37 words, I've learned no phrases, I have a 2-day streak. With the translations, 98% was completed in time. As you're working through this, some of the translations that you have to type what you hear, you'll be timed. You can go back to the home page or you can keep learning. So let's go back to the home page. And all I have left to talk to you about is taking the assessment. So we're going to start learning.
tengo dos,
And see the blue circle as it's timing out? It's timing me. So I heard him say tengo dos, which is I have
tengo
two.
dos,
And it shows you that it's correct.
muy,
On these, you're not timed, but muy is very. And I'll hit next.
también,
As you can see, this blue bar goes across the top as you complete the questions. I'm not sure exactly how many
la,
questions it will be to complete the assessment, but I'm not going to complete the assessment for now.
muy,
Let me see if I can get back to the main page. So, After the test, there are 3 types of exercises. You can write and speak. Basically, you're going to either speak or type what you hear. Listen to a sentence and choose the correct translation. And then, like you just saw, there's matching, where they give you the word in Spanish and you have to pick what it is in English. Now, with this tool, there's one other area I want to show you, and that's called the review button. And they have words and they have facts. If you click on words, it goes through and you can learn their meanings. So words that you've been kind of in, it's a glossary basically. Let me look at it Yes, it's a functional online glossary at your fingertips when you click on the words. And when you click on facts, the facts area is a great grammar guide. So it helps you learn some of the grammatical parts of Spanish. Like we have the apostrophe S, Mindy's house. In Spanish, Casa de Mindy. You have to put the actual object first. The day is your apostrophe, and then you put Mindy at the end. I hope, go back to learn.
Muy.
Well, I hope you found this tool to be of benefit to you. While I don't see this really probably for a classroom setting, I see this more for like an independent learner. It does have some drawbacks, but it does have some benefits. I like that you can listen to music, and I like that it is using everyday practical words. So if you have any questions about this tool, do not hesitate to contact OTC online at otc.edu. Thank you.